What's up, y'all? I'm back. And so much gratitude all across the board. Just got to thank y'all for the love. Y'all have been showing out the numbers. Y'all, my numbers have like tripled. Like, y'all are listening so much that I'm like literally in tears now when I'm checking each week. And so I just want to start off by letting y'all know thank you so much for listening. I see it. I see that y'all have to be sharing. Y'all are going back listening to episodes that was from the beginning. Okay, so I just want to say thank y'all so much for all of the listens, all of the shares. Keep doing it. Keep being a part of the tribe because y'all is marketing. Okay, I don't know if y'all know this. Y'all is the marketing team, okay? So y'all the only way that this podcast gets out there, just because I haven't figured out exactly, not that I haven't figured it out, I haven't put it out to y'all exactly what that plan looks like, and a consistent plan. Child, this is the thing. I'm going to be the first to let y'all know I have not practiced the consistency that I wanted to practice in this podcast. I appreciate y'all still for being here because y'all know when I bring an episode, I'm going to bring it. Y'all going to get the info you want to hear. And I just appreciate that. Y'all are getting to know me. I am not perfect by any means of the imagination. So I just want to make sure that I say thank y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for just supporting me as a whole. All right. And so March was National Credit Education Month, and we're in the month of April, and April is National Financial Literacy Month. And so because I was talking about a financial literacy topic, I've decided to keep the credit card series going. And so I'm continuing on with that because after I jotted down everything that I wanted to talk to y'all about, it's so many episodes. Literally about 6 or 7 episodes are going to be in this complete series. So I got stuff, okay? And we about to get into it, okay? Because we all know that credit is complex as hell. I get it. I understand it. I know that there are lots of people out there who don't understand it. And because I have been blessed, I feel like God has me here to serve. And I want to make sure that if there's something that I can help people with, and credit being one of my favorite financial topics to talk about, I want to make sure that I'm giving you that understanding and breaking it down so it's digestible to you. Because it's something about credit, when people hear it, it's like gibberish. It's like you might as well just be speaking a whole nother language. Okay. And so I hope that the episodes that I've put out so far in this series that you've been getting, that it has been a help to you. And I'm hoping that the continued episodes that you're going to be hearing and hearing me talk about, that they're going to be of some sort of help to you. Okay. That is my goal. That was the whole reason and the intention for this series. Okay. So let's go ahead and start at the beginning. We all know that a healthy credit score is necessary. Only necessary for those of y'all that feel like you're going to need credit at some point in time. Now, there are people out there that's like, you know what? I don't need the credit. I ain't going to be doing this, that, and the other. Y'all buying y'all houses in cash. You buying your cars in cash. You got all the money. That's me being facetious right now. Yes, because there are people out there who say that. And I get that. This talk that I'm having with y'all in this conversation is not for me to tell you you need credit or any of those things. I am simply here to just be a guide, especially as your resident money girl. I want to make sure that I am giving you the information that you need if you happen to obtain credit and if you have credit cards, because this series is centered around credit cards and how credit cards can increase or decrease your credit score as a whole. All right. And so when talking about having a healthy credit score, you know that if you are going to be financing some of your expenses in your lifetime, it's going to be best that you have a higher credit score. Just because the higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate will be. And that means that you are lowering how much you will pay for something overall. Okay. We're trying to save money around here in these parts. Okay. And that's what I'm here to make sure that y'all are doing and giving you that info to help you to do that. All right. And so I'm going to be continuing this series to the middle of April. I believe it's the middle of April. We'll see. Y'all, we talking about me. I don't know. Okay, we'll see. So let's go ahead and move on to the Let's Talk About Money segment. All right. And so that was funny because I'm over here like, we're going to do this, that, and the other. Child, is me. We don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. Y'all, this is Conversation 91. 91 whole episodes I done been giving y'all, okay? Super proud. That's me. Yes. Okay. I brought y'all 91 episodes, which is amazing to me. All right. And so in the Didn't You Know credit card series, today's topic I will be talking about, should you close your credit card accounts? All right. That is the question at hand. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. And so check this out. You can do whatever you want to do. All right. If you want to close them credit cards, close them out, child. Okay. Nobody is here to tell you. If you don't care, I don't care. But if you want to know what happens when you actually close the credit card out, I'm your girl, okay? I got you. I want to fill you in on some information, okay? And so you shouldn't close out your credit cards if you actually care about increasing your credit score. And here's the reason why. The third rule of credit is dependent on if you have open and active credit history. When you close out a credit card, you are closing that history. That means that that card is no longer a part of all of your active credit. So it's no longer included in the scoring that takes place that gives you your credit score. All right. I'm going to tell you why you should care about that in a second. Okay. So what that actually means is when you close out that credit card, it's no longer recorded in your actual credit score. Yes, you did good on that credit card. You paid it, whatever. All right. It's no longer active. Credit only is calculating the active credit history that you have. So when you close out anything, so when you close out an account, a loan, a credit card, loans are credit, child, stick with me. If you close out a loan or you close out an actual credit card, it's no longer active. That's what I want to make sure that you get. And when something is no longer active, it will decrease your credit score. All right. So I don't know exactly how many points that's going to be just because all of our credit reports are made equal. It all just is dependent on the factors that is calculated in your overall credit report as a whole. All of those things, all of those accounts, not things, all of the accounts that you have, everybody is going to be different. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion have their own grading system as to how many points your score will go down when you close out an actual loan product. And in this case, the loan account is a credit card because a lot of people don't know that credit cards are loans, child. So just want to make sure that I'm giving y'all some clarity. All right. And so let's go over some facts. If you close out your credit card, your score will decrease. No shadow of a doubt, it will decrease. All right. And in my experience, I've seen scores go down up to, say, 30 points. It just all depends because Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, they all have their own grading systems. I don't know. Yours could go down 5 points. Somebody else can go down 10. Check this out. I have no clue. I'm just letting you know what to expect and what I've seen in the past and how that can affect you. It all goes off of whatever your credit account makeup is on your actual credit report. So it will be different for everybody. Nobody has that answer. All right. I just wanted to make sure that I'm letting you know that it's a fact that your score can decrease. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing because what'll happen is since you are closing out that credit card, if you're deciding to close out a credit card, it's no longer active. So it's closed. So now what your credit accounts are doing on your credit report, they're realigning themselves. And so now your new score is going to be based off of everything else that's active on your actual credit report. So it's realigning. So I don't know if your score is going to go back up. I don't know what your score is going to do. Okay. I just know that it's going to realign itself to whatever your new accounts are, all of the active accounts that were left after you have closed out one of your credit cards. So I want to make sure that I add this. It's complete fiction to say that if you close out your credit card, it's going to increase your credit score. I don't know how that rumor started, why people believe that. Child, that's not a thing. But if you need to fact check me, you make sure you go to Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion's credit education on their website. They all give you some credit education. So that way you can fact check. All right. Because, child, I know it. Okay. This is me trying to get y'all the information. Okay. Now, there are some situations that I do believe you should close out your credit card. All right. Even knowing that your score will decrease. I want to tell you what those situations are. If you currently pay an annual fee for a credit card and it's not benefiting you, you see how I had to add all of that on there? Okay, my Southwest credit card is the only credit card that I have that has an annual fee, but that annual fee is benefiting me. That card itself is benefiting me. Now, I'll give you a situation. Back in the day, when I was building my credit, when I was in that, when you're in the beginning of your adulthood, you're building your credit, and I had to get those credit cards that had annual fees on them. Back in the day, actually, Capital One used to have a starter credit card that had an annual fee on it. I believe it was like $39, $49, but it was for the purpose of building my credit. It was for the purpose of me having a credit account, me being able to open an actual credit account. And this was all that I could get. As you progress, as your credit gets better, you get out and you graduate from cards like that. You open up ones where you don't have to have an annual fee. So if you have an annual fee, I get it. Get out of that. I used to have one with First Premier, Capital One. I believe those are the only two that I had the annual fees with. But I closed those credit cards out just because I don't want the annual fees. For what? Child, I'm doing good credit-wise now. I don't even need that no more. So when you don't need it anymore, it's okay. All right? Because the ends define the means. Is that the saying, child? What's the saying? The end meets the mean. Look, y'all probably know what it is. I don't know what it is at this at this particular time, but it's worth it. Okay? That decrease that you're gonna have is worth it in the end, where you're not paying this annual fee each month. Okay? I'm sorry. Annual fee each year. Y'all probably heard me say the month. I know what annual is. All right. Another situation that's calls for you closing out your actual credit card is if you're going through a separation or divorce and y'all are joint owners on the credit cards. Okay, hear me good. Joint owners, not authorized users. One person has it and you're an authorized user. If y'all are joint, meaning y'all apply for this credit card together. All right. When you're going through a separation and a divorce, trust is lost. Okay. You can tell trust is lost because you're going through a separation and or divorce. All right. So if you don't trust them with your love no more, if you don't trust them with your heart no more, don't trust them with your credit, child. What you doing? Okay. It's time to close that thing out. Just because y'all share this credit card, they can run that balance up. They can run it down. I know some situations. I've seen this. I am almost 16 years in this game and I have seen some stuff. When people would think, okay, you know what? I'm just going to trust them to have the credit card and keep it open. Then the other person runs it up. Then they don't pay it. Now it's on both of y'all, because check this out. That credit card is listed on both of y'all's credit reports. No matter who you designed that card to be for when you first got it, y'all applied for it together and you like, that's her card. That's his card. No, that's y'all card. All right. And your credit report is reflecting it being y'all card. So that means if something going bad with it, that's y'all doing bad, not just one person doing bad. So in that case, close that thing out. All right. The last case that I feel that this is a situation where you can close out the credit card, even though your score would decrease, is if you have one of your kids or you say have a parent on your credit card and you no longer want to be on that credit card. Now, y'all probably looking like, where's the case where I'm going to be on a credit card with my kid or with my parent? Y'all, 16 years in the financial industry, I see some stuff, okay? I'm not saying that this is everybody. Somebody listening right now like, oh my gosh, my life. Yes, I do, okay? And so there are times when parents will jointly apply for a credit card with their child. There are times when people would jointly apply for credit cards with their parents, their mom, dad, whomever, right? They apply for that to help that other person get that credit card because they were in a better credit standing to qualify for it. So they thought being joint with them would help them. But if you decide, I no longer want to be on this card with you, I've done this with you just to get you started, you go out on your own and apply for your own credit card because you no longer want to be credit responsible for it, go ahead and close out that card. In these cases, it is absolutely okay. Yes, your score will decrease a little bit, but I want you to think about it in all of these instances, especially the instances where you are going through a separation, a divorce, you're on a credit card with a child or a parent. Those points that you go down are worth it versus a credit card being charged to the limit and that being your responsibility. Your credit score going down because they're now going over the 30% and they're not being responsible with how they're spending. There are so many other things So many other things bad that can happen than thinking about that small decrease that you probably will have when, not you probably, I got to stop saying that you will have when you close out that credit card. All right. I really want you to think about that. It's definitely worth it. All right. So once again, even though I'm telling you how your credit score is impacted when you close out a credit card, there are situations that we just went over that absolutely calls for you to still close out your credit card. All right, to protect you. So that decrease that you're going to see in your credit score is not going to be worth all of the liability that could be ahead of you if you don't close out that credit card. And I want y'all to know this. This is not me telling you to do this. This is me letting you know what's fact and what's fiction and what can happen if you close out your credit card. And if you're in some of those situations that I named, how it can impact you down the line. Okay. So I want to remind y'all that while I love y'all listening to the podcast, yes, it's bomb. I know. Tell somebody about it. Okay. It is a dope way for you to get straightforward money and credit perspective, just because the credit expert that I am. But I do want to make sure that y'all are checking out the pages that are designed for you to go to so that you can get all the fact checking that you need to. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Those are the three major credit bureaus. Those are the only three major reporting credit bureaus where you will have a finance company or a financial institution where they're pulling from. You want to make sure that you are reviewing your credit report. I've said this before, reviewing your credit report at least once a month, all of them. All right. You figure out a way. Go to each of their sites. You figure out how you're going to look at all three of them, but also check out the credit education that they're giving you there. So that way you can hear it directly from the horse's mouth. All right. So just wanted to make sure that I give y'all that information, and I done been talking enough. That's it. Y'all make sure y'all join me for the next episode, and y'all make sure you live life mindfully, intentionally, and on purpose. And until next time, when I hit y'all with another one.